There are all kinds of forces in this world, all kinds of forces that surround us each and every day. And somehow they seem to undermine the stability of family life. The mobility, moving from one town to another, one community to another, one neighborhood to another, one job to another. The isolation that sometimes occurs. Sometimes we live in gated communities. Sometimes we're not sure of the neighbor who lives next door to us. Sometimes there's just a depersonalization. All we know is the people live down there on 5425. We really don't know their name or anything about them or about their lives. But Jesus today asks us in the gospel and all through the gospel, where is our concern for one another? Do we really have concern for one another, especially those that we don't know? We come here as a parish. What's the purpose of a parish? Purpose of a parish is to bring people into contact with Jesus Christ. To bring people into contact with Jesus Christ and the good news. So therefore, Jesus is the focus. Jesus is the thread and the very life of all of our activities and everything that we should be doing. Jesus should be the norm for all our decisions and choices. Jesus should be central to the very mission of a parish. And so our goal as we gather here tonight, as we listen to the Gospels, as we gather as a parish and as a community, is to see how the life of Jesus, since he's the central character, see how the life of Jesus, his words, his temptations, his choices, his facing death, his overcoming death, relate to the demands of today. So for instance, I can open this book and I can read to you all about the lepers. I can read to you all about the woman caught in adultery. I can read to you all about walking on the water. But walking on the water, that story really doesn't affect my life a whole lot. What does affect my life and what does matter is that when I'm sinking, I want to know that I have enough faith in Jesus that he's going to pull me up out of that water. Or if I'm sitting on the edge like the leper on the curb, I know that Jesus is going to invite me back in and make me whole. And so the purpose of a parish, a community gathered, is to help people deal practically with their life concerns. All those daily concerns that surround us, all those forces that surround us. But we have to be able to see Jesus as real. Jesus is tangible. Jesus is as real and as tangible as us going out and resurfacing a parking lot. Jesus is as real as alcohol and drug abuse that surrounds us and touches our lives. It's as real as poor schools and crime and safety issues that we deal with each and every day. Jesus is as real as the unemployment that may face some of our family members, our job security, the concerns for family and our children that we have. So how can we respond effectively and constructively as a parish? Generally, what we've always done is, let's start a program. We don't need a program. God didn't appear to talk to us. He made his dwelling among us. If we listen to that second reading, he made his dwelling among us. He chose to hang out with us. That's what God wanted to do. basically just wanted to hang out with us and be with us. That's how much he loved us. He wanted to connect with us. He wanted to be connected with us. So he came in the person of Jesus to be among us. He washed our feet. He cried. He laughed. He drank our wine. He touched our world. He walked on this earth. And he said in the gospel, or the second reading today, he would wipe away our tears. So the challenge of a parish, the challenge of evangelization, the challenge of going into the future is to look at who's on the edge. Who's on the edge of our communities? Who in our community has lost a sense of meaning in their lives? Who in our community lacks a relationship or a connectedness with us? Here we are in the middle of this parish. We're in the middle of this area, and we're the body of Christ. We're the presence of Christ. People should be able to meet Jesus Christ by meeting you. And me. So it's not about a lack of programs. We do a good job teaching about Jesus, don't we? We do a good job teaching about Jesus. The Jesus of the gospel. We can take this gospel. I can teach you all about Jesus. I can have catechism classes. I can have religious education courses. I can teach theology at Walsh or wherever. But we need to do a much better job teaching the gospel of Jesus. We can teach about Jesus, but we need to teach the gospel of Jesus. And the only way they're going to know the gospel of Jesus is how we do it, if we do what Jesus did. So we listen carefully to the gospel today. Jesus says, I give you a new commandment. Love one another. Not a select group here. This group isn't supposed to just love a couple of people around you. Okay? It says, love one another. As I have loved you, so you should also love one another. This is how you will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another.